I do apologize. I left some stuff out on that other video I meant to put in there. When you get old, you get forgetful. One another reason besides working DX, I had a real good friend, still a real good friend to this day. Me and him's always been close. We've talked a lot on the phone, which I'm not a big phone person, and he neither. But a great guy up in Duffield, Virginia. He's originally from Lee County, Jonesville, and he got married and moved to Duffield, Virginia, which I've been up there a couple of times, though. It's been back in the 90s when I had an 84 Firebird, but Rodney, AB4TX, Alpha Bravo 4 Tango X-Ray. He's a great guy, and he's another reason why I got into ham radio. I found out he was a ham. See, I used to talk to him on 11-meter sideband. You know, I just got fed up with AM, all that cussing and stuff, and a bunch of nonsense. And I just got tired of hearing all that garbage. So I started staying back in the middle 70s. I got on 11-meter sideband, and that's where I stayed. Because the atmosphere was a lot better. It wasn't like a bunch of drunks cussing each other out. There's people having a good time and talking to each other and making friends. And another reason I got into ham radio is I had Sears and Roebuck. It wasn't a shortwave receiver. It was a VHF high. It covered from 108 to 174. Plus, it had aircraft. It had the weather and some public service on VHF high. Plus, it had TV1 and TV2. Back when they was analog, you could take TV1 or TV2. You could tune into TV channels and listen to on the radio, like Channel 6 WATE in Knoxville used to be on 87 point something other, around 87 megahertz. You can listen to it on your car radio, but you can't do that now. They're digital. And Channel 10 was on 197.750. And what's funny, I had that old Sears VHF public service portable radio, had analog on it. And I was tuning around. This is back in the early 80s. And I was tuning around on the radio, just trying to see what I could hear. And I come across these guys talking, and they had a real good signal. Come find out it's a local repeater. Which back then I didn't know what a repeater was, and I didn't even know what a ham band was back in the 80s. You know, never really, back in the early 80s. Now the mid 80s I did. And they was talking about having a radio with 2 meters. I said, well, that sounds good. You know, you got to have a power meter and a SWR meter. That's good to have. And they was talking about having the radio with 6 meters. I said, okay, now what's this about? And then they started talking about having a radio with 10 meters. And I said, that's ridiculous, which I didn't know what they was talking about. You know, I was a greenhorn. But, you know, that's one good thing. This is why I love this hobby for it. I've met a lot of good people locally and worldwide, nationwide. I got friends I talk to around the world on a normal basis. Besides trying to collect countries and trying to win awards. These great guys and great friends. These great gals too, but 99% of the people are guys. I guess this is a guy thing, which there are a few women, but not many. But I talked to a bunch on the local repeater, and we all laugh and have a good time. And we was at the Sevierville Hamfest last Saturday and had a good old time. That's right there is recovery. Plus, I got into police scanners back in the 70s. I had a Regency 10-channel crystal job to listen to the sheriff, because my dad was a deputy sheriff, to listen to the public service with, which they all was on one channel. East Tennessee was on 37.26 megahertz, 37.26 megahertz on the low band, and all the counties was on that one channel. And he was a mess whenever they had sporadic E or a band opening. Sometimes you'd hear Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. This was back in the 70s, when everybody was on VHF low. But I just wanted to share that with you about Rodney. He's a great guy. I wish he felt like radioing more. And, because it's really sad, because he used to love the radio. And, everybody have a good evening there. I'm going to go fix me a couple of bacon and egg sandwiches on toasted bread there. I can smell the bacon frying right now. 73s from KE4 BFG. I'm radio friend, and radioactive and antenna friendly. I'm out of here. I'm hungry.